Please help me shake 3, 4, 5 people around you. Tell them, welcome to a youthful atmosphere. Welcome to the presence of God as you take your seat. Welcome to a youthful atmosphere. God bless you in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Thank you. God bless you, the Dunamis choir. I am not the one that will be facilitating this afternoon. I'm just going to do the work of John the Baptist. And I just want to prepare your mind for what we are about to hear today, so that whatever the minister that will be ministering today will be saying can make meaning to you. I want to speak briefly, just in a few minutes before I welcome the person to minister, on the updated youth. Updated youth. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 10. I would like this word charge to be recorded. All right? I would like to have the short clips of it. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and in verse 10. He said, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave where all of us will end at the right time. You will end there at the right time, not before time. If you believe that, say louder, amen. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15. That one I would like to read from 2 or 3 versions. It says, study to show thyself approved unto God. If you are a workman, a laborer, an hard worker that doesn't want to be ashamed, it says, study to show yourself approved unto God, rightly dividing the word of truth. Can you give me 2 versions from this 2 Timothy? He said, concentrate on doing your best for God. Work you won't be ashamed of, laying out the truth, plain and simple. NIV, do your best to present yourself to God as one approved. A workman who doesn't need to be ashamed, who currently handles the word of truth. I like the way the KJV puts it. KJV says, study. Somebody says, study. Quickly, just take note of these 3 or 4 things on the updated youth. Number 1, success requires expertise. First thing I want you to know, that in life, success in ministry, success in career, success in business, success in sports, whatever you have chosen as your path of life requires expertise. Success requires expertise. In fact, permit me to say that success comes when you are the best in what you do. To be successful in life means you are one of the best in what you do. Nobody patronizes a failure. Nobody patronizes a mediocre. The only reason why people will cross distance, cross kilometers, cross geographical barrier to patronize you is because you are one of the best in whatever you do. And whatever you do not invest expertise into, you can't stand out in it. Success requires expertise, and expertise is powered by knowledge. When they say somebody is an expert in what he or she does, is because the person has concentrated and invested into knowledge. Many times we blame witches and wizards for where we are today. But many times we don't know that the reason why you are where today is by the level of knowledge you have. There are things that it is not any witch that is delaying it. It is your ignorance that is pegging you to the spot you are. You cannot be greater than the level of information you have. If you want to change your level in life, increase in knowledge. Increase in information. You can't keep holding to what you know currently and change level. It's not possible. It is knowledge that gives you edge over others. It's a very competitive world. Whatever you are doing today, you are not the only one doing it. There are several people doing the same thing. If you don't improve on yourself, you don't have edge over competition. I'm sure you know that this our road now has literally turned to Church Street. When I was coming in, I saw one of our dear sister church barricaded the entire road entrance with banners. I felt like, oh, should we do this? Then I realized that it's not by banner. As much as my heart desires that every one of us here will do well, everything has to do with what content everybody is offering. You know when ants are looking for sugar, they don't think of distance. They know what they are looking for. On their way to look for sugar, they will find sand. But sand does not taste like sugar. It does not taste like sugar. So you can pour a whole heap of sand on the way to looking for sugar. They will cross it to go look for what they want. When ants are leaving their colony, they know the food they are looking for. You can't use another food to distract them. If they mistakenly meet the wrong food, they won't settle there until they find what they are looking for. Let me tell you, customers, patronizers, they know what they are looking for. It is not the distance, but the substance. When you have the substance in whatever area or field of endeavor that you are into, that people are looking for, they will look for you no matter where you are with whatever they have. Part of what Engineer Dominic will be telling us today are the key demands, job demands in the labor market, as long as it has to do with IT and technology. Hear me, people of God, nobody considers your skin color when you carry content. Nobody considers your village when you carry content. Nobody cares to know your parents when you carry content. As anybody patronizes a very good fashion designer and they ask for your father's name, and they consider your village or your tribe, when you are good at what you do, nobody cares to know all those data. Because your content is the reason why you are on demand. So the difference between where you are and where you want to get to is knowledge. Your knowledge, the difference between people is not their tribe. Why is everybody P2B now? Content. Even non-Igbos are driving it. Somebody like me. It is content. Where you have what people need, nobody wants to care the tribe you are from. When you have what people need, nobody wants to remember your gender. Today we have, somebody was telling me that Nigeria is far from presenting a female vice president. After telling the person that you are a bloody liar, I got the news that one of the presidential candidates was begging Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala to become his vice president. So and I told the person, can you see now? It's not by gender. If you have what people are looking for, they won't ask whether you are male or female. Some people now, your mentality is telling you, it's men's world. That is why it is not easy for we women. That is why you are where you are. That is why you are where you are. You have limited yourself by your gender. You've limited yourself by your nativity. You've limited by yourself by your skin color, thinking that there are people that have edge over you. Let me tell you, the only edge people have over others is not skin color, it's not tribe, it's not nativity, it's not gender, it is content. content. Nobody considers all those things worldwide. Today, one of the senior special assistants to Joe Biden is a Nigerian woman. One of the senior SSA, senior special assistant to the President of the United States of America. She was born here, not born abroad. She was born here. It was study that took her abroad. It wasn't, she's the first generation immigrant, not second generation. She was born here. She traveled abroad, improved on herself. She became the demand of the White House. Nobody is asking for the village she was born because she carried the content. If you don't do something about your content, the future will still be like today. It's not a cause. As long as you do nothing about your content, the next 5 years will still be the same like today. But you cannot improve on your content and not change level every time. To be a success, you need to keep improving yourself. Because success will always engage the services of developed people. Person that will be talking with us now is in the construction industry, studied along that line, and is still studying. I'm sure if there are certifications, there are more, because things keep changing. The best of the design 10 years ago is not relevant today. People are living Lekki phase 1 now, except the houses are getting demolished. Because people are saying they cannot live in the kind of designs that they have in Lekki phase 1 again. Some of them are just too cachetic after that time. And those were the demands 20 years ago. Everybody wanted to live in Lekki phase 1 houses. They were the best. But today, people are ready to live in Lekki because of the way the house is. Amen Estates. Because of the way the houses are looking, the interiors and the exteriors. Imagine how the builder of Lekki phase 1 houses, the builders will feel like now, if they didn't improve on themselves. Say, we built Lekki phase 1. And then they say, who's talking Lekki phase 1 now? When I was growing up, they used to take us from school, my wife and I and the rest, on excursion to go and look at Cocoa House. The tallest building in Nigeria. In Ibadan. The first skyscraper in Nigeria. You know, care to know how many stories? 25. Yes. 25 stories. It was a serious excursion. You will take picture with it. You went to Cocoa House. Actually, you now take us in the elevator and we're going first floor to 25th floor. The tallest building now in Dubai, how many floors? 104 stories. Sit down there. The person that built Cocoa House now is feeling like a champion, but it's a failure today. It's a bungalow. Those are the first upstairs. 1 floor upstairs in Nigeria was the first one was built in Badagry. It was an excursion. People will leave Ikeja. They will carry children from Ikeja from school to go and look at story building in Badagry. Just 1 floor, just up and down. And the engineer that built that refused to improve himself. Where do you think he will be today? He might not even get a place in Yanokpaja to build. Let me tap your neighbor. Say, neighbor, develop yourself. The truth is, you must develop your mind to be very good in whatever God has called you to do. Number 2, still in the same line. Number 2 thing I want to say is that insist on continuous learning and improvement. The problem of some of us is that you settle down too early with whatever you have been able to attain and achieve. You carried a certificate, you graduated and carried one certificate 10 years ago for 10 solid years now. No extra, I don't want to step down because I'm not the one preaching. No extra knowledge has been added. Hear me. Whatever is visible, whatever is audible, whatever is feelable, whatever is palpable is improvable. Is improvable. Whatever is visible, whatever is audible, whatever is feelable, Whatever is palpable is improvable. There is always room for improvement. There is always room. They said the largest room on earth is the room of improvement. Don't sit down on a certificate of 5 years and not add another one. Because, hear me, whatever they taught you 5 years ago, in fact, in many areas now are no longer useful. Just 5 years. 5 years now, whatever you learned 5 years ago has changed completely. Do you think the designs of 5 years, people that are in fashion designing, I'm looking at, do you think the designs of 5 years is what people are still wearing today? Things have changed. When I see stones everywhere, I was one of the people that came for the occasion we attended yesterday, did his own embroidery with stones. That's Minister Uche. Full embroidery was stones. I didn't even know until he got close. I said, what? So these things are stones. They are arranged normal agbada embroidery, full design. But it was until I touched it that I discovered they were stones. I know. It wasn't wool embroidery. It was stone embroidery. Honestly, that was the first time I would see stone embroidery on a man. That is, it was from a distance looking like wool. That's normal thread embroidery. Until I came close, I discovered that it was stone embroidery. I just thought it was sparkling from a distance. Things have changed. See you now, tailor. You finish apprenticeship 15 years ago. All you know is cut and join. Can only cut and join. Things have shifted though. Think you are sewing cloth for village people? Sew certain clothes on people will never patronize you. Things are changing. Improvements. You need to learn better to do better. Because whatever you learn well will surely end well. Will surely go well and end well. There is no future for the unlearned. It's not a cause. No matter how much you pray, you can be talking to the extent that fire is coming out of your mouth. If you lack knowledge, you have no future. The only future is you make heaven. But on this earth, there is no future for the unlearned. Because your mentality determines your productivity and determines your eventuality. Your mentality. Daddy, nature will always look at us as the pastors and say that not all of you are postable. It's not out of hatred of a father to a son. Oh, he said, we are launching into global. Every pastor shouted. He said, hear me. Until what you are doing here has produced results. No, you are going nowhere. You are going nowhere. They posted you to Idu Karimu. It has not produced anything. Remain as tenants for 7 years of the pastor's pastoring. The same location he met them is the same location they are 7 years after. So you are posting what? You that cannot buy land in Nigeria will go and buy land in Europe. Your mentality determines your productivity, and your productivity determines your eventuality. You cannot produce what you don't carry. So there is need for you to improve yourself. As the senior pastor, Dr. Paul Eneche, said, the world will mind those who use their mind. Those who develop their mind. You want to gain generational attention. Work on this thing. Improve on it. Invest into developing your mind. In a short time, the world will mind you. The world will eventually give attention, will eventually mind those who use their mind, those who develop their mind. And I've also realized in the career world that your learning power determines your earning power. You know, before you start negotiating certain salaries, you put your certifications on ground. I was looking at Peter Obi's Harvard, MIT, this and that. There are certain certificates you will put on ground. The next question is that, what do you want? Just Name your price. This is too much. We are intimidated by what you have learned. Just name your price. And there are people that by the time they see what you are presenting, 1993 school starts, they have fixed your salary already as a security person or something. We can't pay you more than 25,000. What are you presenting? You are only presenting O level that you got in the year 1993. You want to collect the money of somebody that has had like 15 certifications from different places. And this has nothing to do with gender. It has nothing to do with tribe. There are things you put on ground. Kai, your income is heavy. Why did they pay doctors to an extent, certain amount? Because of what they invested into becoming one. So I realize that your knowledge level determines your income level. And another way to say it is that to be knowledgeable is to be sellable. To be knowledgeable is to be marketable. I'm saying all this so that when Engineer Dominic is talking, you will know what led to investing to preparing such content. For you, it's not like we don't know what to do. We can do and say youth fire service. We've been doing it. And say praying in tongues for 2 hours. There's nothing wrong. But if we concentrate only on the fire, my dear brother and sister, future will not be only for fire. And nobody will pay you for your fire experience. We might need to just give you fire extinguisher as a gift. You think you will carry fire to the career world, professional world, and make impact? It's not only by fire. Because to be ignorant is to be ignored. If you refuse to be schooled today, you will be screwed tomorrow. If you don't get schooled, going to school today, school doesn't necessarily mean the 4 walls of a regular school. Can be professional certifications and apprenticeship learnings. If you refuse to be schooled today, you'll be screwed tomorrow. If you refuse to be educated today, you will end up rejected tomorrow. Update yourself. That's why we are here today, in relevant information. Education. Certifications. Information means personal research. Conduct quality research yourself. Learn about everything you can learn. You don't know where it will be required. Then, register for regular education. Oh, you are O level, register for first degree. You are first degree, register for second degree. You are second degree, that is masters. Register for third degree, PhD. That is if you are going to end up a lecturer or a researcher. You don't need a doctorate degree if you are not going to be a lecturer or a researcher. But after masters, you can go into specialization, certifications, as many as you can that are relevant to your destiny. Be schooled, be educated in your area of life assignment. Invest into relevant trainings. Trainings are being conducted. Go on research in your line of field. So person that is an expert is coming into town. 150,000 naira, 3-hour session. Listen, it is not a waste. At least you can prove that the facilitator carries content. Invest into it. Attend such meetings. Everything is not buying cloth, shoes, belts. What do you call that one? Bone straight. Bone straight. Some people have used money to buy the bone straight they have never spent on education. They bought a bone straight of 150,000, but they have never attended a training of 150,000. Is that not an affliction? Say, see, so everything is not just the real disease. That is a disease of the mind. Some people have bought shoes with what they have not used to buy books. Bought shoes for 50,000, but I've never spent 50,000 on books before. Not just buying it and keeping it, but buying it and reading them. Let's see how many years you wear the shoe. The knowledge you get from a training lasts you for a lifetime. The shoe you buy will last you for a few years. quality of the information you carry determines the quality of your existence. If you want to live better, I know some of us are tired of where we are. If you want to live better, know better. That's just the truth. If you want to live better, know better. Know better. Lastly, success is not a destination but an adventure. Are you hearing me? Success is not a destination, because some of you might say, I'm successful. Listen, it's not an arrival, it's a continuum. Success is not a destination but an adventure. It's not an arrival but a continuum. That is, no matter what you have succeeded in, you can succeed more. No matter what you have succeeded in, you can succeed more. It's not a destination it is not an arrival. It's an adventure. It's a continuum. There is no arrival point in the journey of success. In fact, the point of arrival is the beginning of mediocrity. Because if you stay too long where you are calling success today, people will leave you behind. I will soon talk about that now. People will leave you behind. Whatever you think is your best, that you are said. If you doubt me, I worked for Nokia. I worked for Nokia. We used to be, I've said it before, we used to be big boys in the market. We were celebrating our Java phones. The E series, the Hen series. I'm sure some of you use those phones. They were the best. We felt like big boys until we settled with Java and Android left us behind. They were telling us, Android technology is a technology to consider. Nokia was saying, lie. No. Nobody can beat our technology. Nobody can beat our technology. People like Samsung, they quickly ran. LG and the rest of it, they ran and embraced Android. Why Nokia refused? By the time Nokia decided to come in, they went again. Another one demon in the directorship. I just don't know how God positioned that man. I can't forget his name. I can't remember his name. Told them that to beat competition, let's go for Windows. Instead of going for the Google carry mobile window, the mobile window closed. Window closed. It was a closed window. It was that mobile window, that finally closed Nokia from the market. When others were going Android, they went Windows. And today, Nokia is the one you are seeing now is China version. It's not real Nokia. The real Nokia has folded up. The Chinese company that bought the name, they only bought the name. They didn't buy the technology. They sold, when the Nokia closed down globally, they now went and paid them franchise for the name. So they have the global franchise for the name, but they are not using Nokia technology. They are not using any of the Nokia factories. They are only using their name to produce what you are seeing now. So they now decided to roll out all the Androids, whatever you are seeing, because they got a patent on the name. The quality, you will know that it is not the Nokia standard if you look at the Nokia Android you have now. But even with that, they still came late. Eventually, they are now at the back that used to be at the front. You know why? They settled at that success until the whole world left them behind. Whatever you are celebrating today, carry. You even went and showed all your friends. You became graduates before all of them. Graduates before all of them. Then the ones coming behind, they joined you in the degree. They left you in the first degree to the second degree. From second degree to doctorate degree or to certifications. You are still telling people I graduated before you. Irrelevant. What is the use of graduating before you? Story. Who needs the story? Today's success is tomorrow's mediocrity. Are you hearing me? Today's success is tomorrow's mediocrity. So be upgraded to be updated. Look at the rhyme. When you are upgraded, you will be updated. And when you are updated, okay, let me put it this way. To be upgraded is to be updated. And when you are updated, you are not outdated. And when you are not outdated, you will not be outneeded. And when you are not outneeded, you don't expire. And when you don't expire, you are not forced to retire. Can you see the way it is? Can you see what you are saving at the end of the day? When you are upgraded, you will be updated. When you are updated, you are not outdated. And when you are not outdated, you will not be outneeded. And when you are not outneeded, you will not expire. Because when you are outneeded, you expire straight. And when you don't expire, you are not forced to retire. And when you don't retire, you are not tired of life. So the upgrading is leading you to not being completely tired of life. When you see people at 50, 60 that they are tired of life, it started with the fact that they didn't upgrade their content. So they are no longer on demand. And because they are no longer on demand, they discover that people that used to celebrate them are no longer interested in them. Then the next thing they will be thinking is death. I'm tired of life. Because they are no longer useful to their generation. Nobody is calling them, asking, can you supply this? Can you do this for me? They will say, people used to call me, oh, all of them have left. They left you because you don't have what they need again. You stood on the same spot and refused to upgrade. And the world left you behind. You think people will patronize you with their resources on compassion? Nobody has compassionate purchase. You don't have what people are looking for. They leave you. You know the way some cake designs used to be those days when I was doing my 5th birthday, my 10th birthday in primary school. I know the way cake looks like. If you do cake that way now, I can bet you in 2 years, nobody will patronize you. It used to be white and sky blue permanently with some little red on it. Just around it like that. That's why one tiny candle right inside the mist like this. You try that now. Nobody's even doing candle cakes again. It is all these lights that are brrr. You put candle on cake now, you will blow the candle yourself. So to be upgraded is to be updated. And when you're updated, you are not outdated. When you are not outdated, you are not outneeded. And when you are not outneeded, you don't expire. And when you don't expire, you are not forced to retire. And when you are not forced to retire, you will not be tired of life. So you need this thing. I will soon be rounding off now. Because today's success will soon be tomorrow's mediocrity. I close. This is my final closing conclusion. Note, I've said this and said this again in this church. The best of life, anything you can think of, private jets. Now, including the anointing, fire, everything. Spiritually, the best of life spiritually, the best of life materially, the best of life financially. The best of life responds only to those who put the best of themselves into what they do. Anything you are seeing today is a product of what you are putting into your work. If I, myself, and the rest of the team do better, we can grow this church to Glory Dome. If we put in the effort the headquarter people put into their work, we decide to go that direction, this church can be grown to Glory Dome level. It's not like it's not possible. I watched Macaulay Church grew from less than 500 to 15,000. I witnessed it in a second-class city, not a commercial city, because of the level of work that was put into it. Almost at the headquarter level. The thing exploded. It's a possibility. It's also an instruction to myself, because there are things God is talking to me recently. If you put the best of yourself into what you do, then the best things of life will come to you. Many of us desire the best. This trip now to UK for the first time, our father in the Lord flew in private jets. Yes. Flew in private jet for the first time of ministering outside Africa. How did I know? I was talking with a London pastor, and I was asking that, what time will our father in the Lord be leaving the vigil to meet up with his flight? He said, that is not a concern. They came with private jets. So he said he will be doing full vigil and even rest. They will be flying in the afternoon. I said, is it that they gave them time? No. He said, they told the pilot, when we arrive, we fly. There is no flight time to leave UK. When we arrive, that is our flight time. It's their PJ. Many pastors will desire that kind of level, but it didn't arrive suddenly. It came when the best is being put into assignment. If you want to change your level, improve on yourself. Honestly, if you want to see the best of life, don't keep doing what he said. Doing the same thing you are doing in the same way, expecting a different result, is a simple definition of madness. Oh, it's a simple definition of insanity. You are doing the same thing, but you are expecting one miracle will bring a different result. Carrying the same certificate of 2004 and expecting to get a job in Microsoft with no extra certification, no professionalism, nothing added. You just believe that from one core Nigeria Limited, you will get job in Microsoft Global. You are deceiving yourself. Those that get job there don't present 5 years in one core corporation. Sorry if I use that Igbo name, it can also be Yoruba. That is why Americans don't give visa to those who have not traveled to other countries. You bring a virgin passport to get American visa, they will say no. America can be your first destination. They know you are nothing but a liability. Or you can get an American visa. They want to see that you've gone to Europe. They don't even accept Dubai anymore. They want to see that you've gone to other countries and everything, Asia, Europe, and the rest of it. Okay, we can now give you an American visa. You carry virgin passport to them, they say no. Except it's a student visa. I think that's the only one they honor. Because you are coming to spend money. But you want to go on, you want to get, what do you call it now, visiting visa. 6-month visiting visa on a virgin passport. This one won't run away. Now one of those liabilities won't go join street boys. The best of people in the world today are people that release the best of themselves to their life assignment. The best of life will always respond to the best effort of men. The value of your life is measured by the level of your deployment of your best to your work. Please, I want life to improve for you. It's not by joy that you are at the same level for a very long time. It's not witchcraft. It's nothing. It's not. That you are at the same level for years. It's not witchcraft. It's because nothing has improved inside of you. Until things improve inside, nothing improves outside. Stand to your feet. I wish I can say more. Truth is, in an 100-meter race or 200-meter race, whistle is blown for people at the same time, at the same line. Especially 100 meters, same line. But it all depends on what we put into the race that will determine how and when everybody will end. So by the time, boom, different energies, different inputs, then in a matter of time, people begin to give themselves gap. In the next 5 years, don't be envious of those that you might probably be in the choir together but has left you behind. Being the same has left you behind is because when others were improving themselves, you sat on one spot. With Jesus' joy, join me, welcome the facilitator of today. Like I told us,